Hello, my name is David Charles, international psychic medium based here in North Devon in the UK. Today I'm doing a psychic reading for Prince Charles, Prince William and Prince Harry, the three princes, and we'll take a quick look. No messing around. We'll do Prince Charles first and see what goes on. I'm looking really the next few weeks, a couple of months ahead, and see how things have changed since I did a reading for him a few weeks ago. And then we do Prince William, then Harry, then we do the three together. So stick with me and see if you find this interesting. Let me tell you Charles's negatives. The first thing I see for Charles is there could be a loss. Now, in us mere mortals, that can be losing your wallet or some money or something, but it can sometimes mean losing a person or losing each other if you're lovers, something like that. So there's no point doing this if I don't tell you everything. There could be a loss coming the way of Charles in the coming weeks and months. He could lose something that he quite treasures. In some cases it can be a person. That's one of the negatives. Charles is actually quite a spiritual person. I think that's why he loves the planet and nature and all the green stuff that we're all going into at the moment. He's actually considering giving something up in the coming weeks. I don't know if he'll do it, but there's something he's been doing that he could decide to walk away from. And that can be walking away from quarrels and arguments. It can be walking away from work if you've got bad habits like some people have, like smoking and that sort of thing. He doesn't do that, but it can mean giving up that sort of thing. But that's not a negative, but he's thinking about giving something up, and he could feel that he's losing that, so it could be a loss in that sense. But I can't really see any negatives here for Charles at all. I mean, he's looking really good. There's definitely, this is coming up in all the readings, by the way, for the royal family that I do. There's definitely a reunion coming up with the two sons, and we'll see if that comes through in the other, when I do Prince William and Prince Harry in a few moments. So I think they're getting closer. I think that the press have made things a lot worse than made things appear worse than they are, I'll put it that way. But I think there are movement. I can even see Prince Charles and the two sons travelling around together for a while this year, when the lockdown ends, hopefully. He's going through a spiritual time. He's going through a time of discovery. Prince Charles is discovering things about himself, and he's learning about himself. And there are signs, if there is a negative here, that he's been a bit down in the dumps recently, hardly surprising with what's been going on, or what's been allegedly going on. But he's been a bit down in the dumps. There are tears around him, but they're probably symbolic, like tears of regret when you want to go back and change something but you can't. So he needs to sort that out, and he will do. There are signs here now, because I think in a previous reading, I think Charles and Camilla seemed a little bit brother and sisterly, but they seem to be getting close again, very close, which is nice. He's going through a lot of psychic stuff. I'm believing that, I think I came through before with this, that Princess Diana is around him a lot of the time. The spirit of Princess Diana is still influencing Charles to this day, and she will continue to do so. She is on his mind a lot, I think. Not surprisingly, they were very close, despite, again, the press. But he's going through a spiritual time. He's going through a time of discovery, and there are offers coming his way, particularly one from a man who is younger than him, could be one of his sons. There's an offer there. There are links to the coast, the ocean, so he may be travelling around Great Britain, but he may also be travelling overseas. But I believe that there's a joining together for him and Camilla. They're getting close. Charles is also getting closer to a girl he knew some time back, but it's just a friendship thing. All I can see here for Charles is good things, richness. His dreams are coming true. You may think a prince wouldn't have dreams, but believe me, they do. They're only family people like we all are. They're just humans. But I really see a family gathering soon, which will involve both Charles's sons, William and Harry, and I think they're going to be happy, and I think it's going to be a real refreshing thing to see for everybody who cares about families, because they're just a family like we all are, as I said. But I think the message here is that Charles will feel this year, before this year is over, he will feel enriched, he will feel contented, he will feel happy. So some people say I'm too positive with my readings, but I do try to look for the good things. So I'm sorry if you don't like that, but I try to see the good things in everyone. Charles is a very generous, giving person. If he were an ordinary bloke like most of us, he would be known for his generosity, his kindness. Of course, all of that's kept private, and for obvious reasons. But in his private life, he's a kind, generous, and he's a caring soul now, especially as he's got a bit older. He's much more caring and kind, and he is a special bloke. And he would be, I'd say the same if he was just an ordinary chap. But I think there may be a bit of a loss coming his way, and I hope, I don't often say it, but I hope I'm wrong about that. But we'll see. Time will tell. He is considering walking away from the situation. I don't think he'll do it, but he's thinking about it. He may be thinking about walking away from a person, but we'll see. But let's take a look at the two lads, and then we'll look at them together. Let's do William now. It's only a short reading. Stick with me, and we'll do the three of them at the end. I'm not going to shuffle these again now. William has a new beginning. Things are changing for him. He has things coming his way that he needs to keep. He has some negatives here. There's a possible area of deceit around William, where somebody is not as truthful as they may be. I don't think he's met them yet. Somebody's heading his way who could try to deceive him or fool him. This could be a member of the press, I suppose, but I don't want to get the press against me. But there's somebody coming his way, and I think it's a man who is trying to pull the wool over his eyes and trick him in some way. And we may never find out about this, but I think it's going to happen if he's not careful. There's another chap around him who is arrogant and causes trouble soon, but once again we may never find out. But this bloke is all over the world. He travels around a lot, and these are his negatives. William has stress issues, which comes up in lots of readings, but he does have stress issues, excuse me, and he needs to chill out and take a break, which is going to happen, and I think he'll be chilling out with his dad and Harry, his brother. He's got money coming in, and I think it's to do with charity work, which he seems to be getting more involved in as this year unfolds. He's getting very involved, I think, with the European football as well, which is what he does, I know. And as long as he gets his stress levels down, he's okay. Now, I'm picking up Diana in these readings, but I'm also picking up for William a man in spirit, a spirit guide that's with him lots of the time at the moment. I'm not sure who it is. I'm not an expert on the royal family, but there's a man around him who's guiding him at the moment. He may not be aware of it himself, but it's happening. His stress levels are too high. William sometimes looks at the world, and you may think a prince wouldn't do this, but he sometimes looks at the world and thinks, is that it? Like there's something missing, and there is nothing missing. This reading is about the boys, but if the ladies come in, I will mention it. And it seems to me that William is totally reliant on his lovely wife, Katie. I think she's the one he goes to when he wants advice. She's the one who lifts him when he feels down. She's, as Diana would say, she's his rock. And overused expression, I know, but I do believe that he's very reliant on Kate, because she is someone he's very, very close to, and these two are really soulmates, and you don't see that very often in readings. But he's looking at the world sometimes, feeling there's something missing. I don't know what that is. I really don't think there is anything. It's just a feeling. Now, of course, these people have admirers all over the world, and this comes up a lot, but Prince William has one particular lady who likes him, and she's somewhere close by. So it's somebody he knows who's taken a bit of a shine to him. But the big thing with William is new beginnings. Things are changing. There's big changes. They're positive. There are signs in all of these readings, and I've done lots of them now, that the three lads, Charles, three men, William and Harry, are going to get closer. All three of them. It may not necessarily include the ladies, but they are getting closer, and I think they may even go on a little bit of a tour around together, possibly around the UK, maybe including Northern Ireland, possibly Ireland as well, the island of Ireland. So I think the three of them may do some bit of travelling together. It may not go on forever, but this year I believe these three will be together. I may be wrong about the travelling, but I certainly think Charles will be travelling. But William needs to think about somebody who's out to deceive him, to mislead him, and he's far too smart for that anyway, so I wouldn't worry about that. He's linked to finance, and I think that's a charity work. He's very close to the spirit of Diana. She's around all the time, and I picked that up a lot in these readings. But he is actually being guided by a male spirit guide. I don't know who that is. Perhaps you'll tell me in the comments below if you think you know who that is. Everything else looks pretty good, and he does have someone who fancies him. Let's take a quick look at Harry, and then we'll do the three of them together. All positive so far for these lovely blokes. Just give these one more little flick through. They've been well shuffled earlier. So Harry, same again, new beginnings, new contracts, new jobs. He may not take them because I think I've said before he's got enough on his plate. Not surprisingly, there is a little bit of backstabbing going on. As you can see, if you can make that out, the Ten of Swords, knives in the back, swords in the back, backstabbing, which always includes jealousy. So he's a victim of that. I think he's not got many negatives. Harry's been hurt in the past, he's fed up with it, he's defensive, as depicted by the Two of Swords. You can see the barriers up there, the Freudian wall, the blindfold is on, which can mean that people are ignoring things or turning a blind eye to things. Not a good idea, but we all do it. But he's dealing with the law, which is a common thing for him, of course. Maybe legal stuff going on. He's got some karma coming, which is, I think, is karma's... well, karma we know means you pay for what you've done bad. If he's done bad things, he's going to pay. If he's done good things, he will be rewarded. Karma, as most psychics and witches will tell you, is threefold, so he gets it 3 times over. I think his karma's okay. We all do things we'll regret. We say things we regret. But I think some of the stuff that's been going on has been made, not worse, but been made to look worse than it really is. I think there is another pregnancy around him. I don't think it's for him and his wife, but I think there's another pregnancy around him. We see the strength card there, if you can make that out. She even looks pregnant. He's seeing a man who is an advisory person, could be a lawyer. We call them solicitors over here. But that man is someone people pay money to for legal advice or other kinds of advice. It could be some kind of estate agent or real estate agent. There are people around Harry who can't be trusted. There's no question about that. And they're linked to the things that he's doing with his work life. Okay, it's not the press. I'm not saying they can be trusted, but I'm not saying the press are the ones around him who can't be trusted. But somebody around him is not to be trusted, and he's been let down in the past, and he's had enough of it, and he's receiving an offer from a man who does lots of travelling, and I think it's to do with the work that Harry is getting involved in. But people are saying that Harry is depressed. I don't think he's depressed at all. I think he's fed up. There's a slight difference. He may describe it himself as being depressed. I think he's fed up. He can be a bit angry sometimes, and who can blame him for what's been going on? But there is a pregnancy around him. Somebody's pregnant. I think she has lighter coloured hair than Meghan, so I don't think it's her. And I think he's got to stop ignoring things. A little bit of stress around him, but he's so used to that. He's got some karma, and he's dealing with the law, and he is starting new things. Now we're going to look at the 3 of these together: Prince Charles, Prince William, Prince Harry, and we'll probably find that it's totally different look when we do the 3 of them together, but we won't know until now. Hope you're enjoying this. Please subscribe to my channel. If you want to see my website, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. And click like if you like it. Let's look at the 3 of them together: Prince Charles, Prince William, Prince Harry, when you think about it, these are three, when you look at them as a threesome, these are three remarkable people, really they are. And they've been receiving a lot of stick lately, and it's not fair really. Now when you look at the three of them together, you see secrecy, you see overwork. People think the royal family sit around. They don't, I assure you. They're overdoing it. They're doing things the hard way. There's secrecy around them. There's at least one woman around them who is not very nice, who can't be trusted. She may not be there yet, but she's heading their way. There's an older lady who advises them, pretty much certain it's Her Majesty the Queen. One of these three may have to see a person in a caring profession. I'm not sure which one it is, but it could be a doctor one of them has to see. There's legal stuff in this as well, so there's legal stuff going on. There's shares of money coming in, but they're all into charities, so that's what that means. Sometimes these three people, all three of them, feel a bit entrapped by life itself. They feel a bit stuck. And it can be, sometimes when you get this entrapment in readings, it's caused by a refusal to make decisions, or putting off things and not deciding on things, being indecisive. But they're all involved with charities in the coming year. They're all subject to secrecy, so people around them are not telling them the full story, which is not always bad. Sometimes people keep secrets because they don't want to hurt your feelings. But they're very much inspired by, advised by an older lady. I've got to say, I think it's Her Majesty the Queen. There's a lady around who can't be trusted. There's legal stuff for all three of them. And there's secrecy. But the rest of it, I think, as I said earlier, these three people, these three, Dad and his two boys, are going to be close. They may travel together this year, probably up and down the country, which is, I'm amazed to see that. I didn't think that would come up at all, but they're certainly going to be together anyway, the three of them. And for once, the press may have something nice to say about them. And I wish them all the luck in the world. And I really do, and I hope you join me in that. And thank you for watching. It's only a short reading, and let me know in the comments below if you like it. Click the like button, subscribe if you like to, and please share me with your friends on social media. It's been fantastic talking to you. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll say goodbye from North Devon in the UK, and remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Stay cool. Catch you later. Bye-bye.